Torre. I'm back to read some more of Rules to you. This is the start of the next paragraph called Don't Run Down the Clinic Hallway. When David was 3 and started coming to the clinic for occupational therapy, I tagged along because I was too little to stay home alone. Now I'm 12 and can stay if I want, but I still like to come. I like talking to Mom on the ride over and back and shopping in the stores across the street, and I love the road between our house and the clinic. It follows the ocean shoreline, and I look for snowy egrets standing stick still in the salt marshes and osprey circling hunting fish. At high tide, waves sparkle under the wooden bridges, and I can guess the tide before I even see the water, just by closing my eyes and breathing the air through the open car windows. Low tide smells mud black and tangy, but high tide smells clean and salty. The clinic is a few streets from the ocean, and in the summer, sometimes Mom and I walk to the waterfront park while David has his appointment. It is the only time in the week that I get Mom completely to myself, and someone else is in charge of David. Mom likes to stay in the clinic waiting room so she can hear if David has a hard time, but I like when we leave, because then she doesn't look away from me every time she hears him shriek. At the clinic, there's a waiting room and a long corridor of doors to little offices for hearing tests, speech therapy, and occupational therapy. David comes on Tuesdays and Thursdays to see Stephanie, a woman with kind eyes and an office full of games, swings, a trampoline, and more balls than I've ever seen outside a school playground. I think it'd be fun to go with Stephanie and do what she calls playing, but David thinks it's work. I wait while Mom says hello to the other waiting room people, but as soon as Stephanie takes David's hand, I ask, can we go to the park? We haven't been since last fall. It's going to rain, Mom sits down on the waiting room couch, and it'll be cold by the water. You didn't even bring a jacket. Can we go shopping then? I glance out the window to the line of stores across the street. My favorite is Elliot's Antiques. From the sidewalk, it seemed only a door, tucked between two downtown shops, but behind the door and up a musty-smelling staircase is a sign, Elliot's Antiques. The whole store is like an attic, full of stuff someone's grandparents once owned, but had no more use for. Things not quite good enough to keep, but not quite bad enough to throw away. David had a hard time last week, Mom says. I need to make sure Stephanie can handle it. Why don't we read? Mom crosses her legs like she's settled to stay. I slump on the couch beside her and check if anyone looks like they'll mind Mom reading out loud. I haven't been to the clinic since my last school vacation, but I recognize the waiting room people because their appointments are nearly the same time as David's every week. Mrs. Frost, a tiny old lady, reads a magazine in the big chair between the front windows. She brings her even older brother for speech therapy because he had a stroke. The receptionist, with her blonde beauty parlor hair, types fast on her computer. Carol, a young mother wearing a big skirt and hoop earrings, sits in the rocking chair near the bookshelf. She leans down, handing her baby with Down syndrome chunky plastic blocks from the toy basket. In the chair next to the exit, Mrs. Morehouse, Jason's mother, checks her watch. and there's Jason. I'm not sure how old Jason is, maybe 14 or 15, but even though he's almost grown, his mother stays with him in the waiting room. Jason can't go anywhere unless someone pushes his wheelchair. I open my backpack and Mom cleans her glasses on the bottom edge of her shirt. When I was 7, Mom began reading the Harry Potter series to me. And even though I can read easily to myself now, we still read each new book together. I never thought of the characters without hearing her voices. I pass her the book. Read quiet. She turns to our chapter and I arrange my colored pencils on the couch next to me. Hunting out the window for something to draw, I consider the line of stores and restaurants across the street, but they look tired and between. In a week or two, the gift shop window will have a splashy beach towels and plastic sand buckets. The hotel will show off the no lit up with the vacancy. And the parking lot will be full of seagulls, strutting between the cars and perched on the streetlights, screeching for someone to drop a bite of sandwich or a french fry. I wish time would hurry, and there'd be sailboats tying up at the landing and tour buses passing through. and I'd already have the first hellos traded with somebody Peterson, the girl next door. I figured by 5:15 the first high trading could be over, especially if I just happen to be outside at 5 o'clock when she arrives. We're going to stop right there. I will continue to read more for you soon. Bye, guys.